Dude. Can we get right into it? Welcome, everybody. This is Rebels React to The Clone Wars, the final season, episode 9. And the name of it was... My computer's frozen, so I can't find it.
Because you watched Old Friends Not... Oh, no. Old Friends Not Forgotten.
Old Friends Not Forgotten.
Not because you watched Old Friends Not Forgotten.
Let's freaking go. Finally.
So, I watched this last night.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I knew something was weird. The way you were acting, or like asking about if I had seen it or not, or like, and
I
even
was trying to play coy. But I was like...
you did a pretty good job.
So, and I was like, really just like, let's do this. But mainly because like, you did not need to, no way were you watching that on your phone on your lunch break.
Okay, good call. Good call.
And I was like, how the hell do I tell him not to do this without like giving something away? Like, oh my god. But
Thank you for that. That was amazing. I mean, okay, so let's start at the very beginning. What's up with the intro?
okay, straight up, they're making this into a movie.
I'm
It hasn't been
so happy about that.
These last 4 episodes have to be a movie.
I mean, they called it
Lucasfilm intro.
They called it part 1,
Yeah.
even though it's episode 9. Like, yeah,
There's
but
a
it was
lot to unpack here.
it was very bizarre, but I loved it. The font, the very plain, normal font was such a weird.
It's the original Lucasfilm logo, apparently.
Okay, I love it.
It's wow.
So it starts with that, and you're already kind of like, huh, this is different.
So real quick, I attempted to watch it once.
Yeah,
Maya was doing things.
yeah,
She was on a call with friends, and based on the previous 4 episodes, I was like, I'll just throw this on and just watch it. It doesn't matter.
sure.
I started it. I saw that logo, and it did the intro, and I was like,
Something's different.
something's different. I immediately stopped it, so I didn't even get anything past that, and I turned it off, and I was like, I'll watch this later when I can like
Focus.
it.
Sure.
Wow. So happy I did that.
I was so not expecting this. Like they really led me astray in the last 4 episodes, like making me think that nothing was gonna happen.
Nope.
And they might have given me maybe my favorite Clone Wars episode so far.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite episode easily.
It was so cool.
I just went from is Star Wars dead to okay. No, I think we're okay.
I think we're fine.
Like I'm not worried anymore. All of my fear, I'm not worried anymore.
The whole
That proves they know what they're doing. Period.
they're at least being creative, not just taking the safe route, like with making it like a 4-part ending and the whole like interesting intro. Like they're doing something different to like make a statement and make a stand, whereas the last 4 episodes were very just safe.
So you've been mentioning. Should we go through this?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Let's go
Oh
through
yeah.
this. So we get the classic intro too, the narrator.
Yeah.
They're setting up immediate. This was when I was like, did you notice anything in the intro about that caught your attention at first? So the intro was when their Jedi are being sent across the galaxy, and then it showed like Plo Koon and his ship, and it showed Ayla Secura on Felucia.
That's when they all like die, right?
So yeah, immediately it was like, oh, wait, what? Where they're sending? Is this setting up like that?
Right, those are
That was my
all
thought.
animated looking versions of like their death, at least where they were when
Where
they
they are.
died. Yeah.
And I have to say, like episode 3, you're like, why is everybody everywhere? You know that, but like, man, they're really all like, boom, okay.
And in the same, like, Obi-Wan and Anakin right now are doing the exact same thing on a different planet.
Yeah,
they
they're
just
off.
they just succeeded.
Yeah, and I love it. So then we open up with Cody.
Yes.
and Obi-Wan, and they're leading the charge, um, and they get kind of like hunkered down under something, and they're taking fire, and you're like, boom, we're right in it. We're right in the thick of the Clone Wars again, and immediately I was already like back on board.
Back with the clones makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Like we said last week, it's the Clone Wars. There should be at least a clone or maybe just a battle even.
War of some that battle doesn't even.
And they gave us this awesome battle between the clones and the droids on this bridge on this beautiful planet. And Obi-Wan's like struggling. He's like hiding behind this wall. And Anakin just comes strolling up. He's like, I got this. No big deal.
Straight up, when he walked in and the blasters were going by him, like, this to me was like, whoa. Look at Obi-Wan, who's capable, but like just his mentality. He's down there. And Anakin's just like
Fearless.
calm.
Yeah.
Like, really just calm, and like I'm sure he knows where every blaster is, and he's not even. It was just that was.
I mean,
really
he was standing on top of. Like Obi-Wan was hiding behind something. Anakin was just standing on top of it. No big deal. I'm not gonna get shot because I'm Anakin Skywalker. And he says that he and Rex had already won their battle. He's like, I'm just here to help you if you need it. Typical cocky Anakin.
And then he just, I think, rolls up there to surrender.
Seemingly, yeah. The stupid droids, of course, fall for it. They're like, wow.
I love that we got some droid humor.
Yes.
Like, that's one of my favorite parts of these prequels. The droids are so unique.
Because those weird flying ones, they didn't seem to have personalities. I don't even think they spoke, barely.
No, they were just death droids.
Right. So yeah, just the typical battle droids. Always, they are what make it feel like Star Wars. They help lighten the mood, even though it might be tense or, scary.
Like a stormtrooper hitting his head on a door that didn't.
Exactly. That's what makes it Star Wars. And then we have R2 like awkwardly hanging on the side of this bridge in a fashion I've never seen R2 in before, I feel like.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's just rolling down the side of. Oh, he can do that.
He like
just stick to the wall. Before?
Instead of having 2 feet, he has like 2 massive arms. It's really weird looking. But then he rolls down and we see that there's like 1,000 clones hanging underneath this bridge, just waiting to attack.
Oh, and you're like, because I remember at first I was like, what is he doing? You're like, what is he? And then, okay, he has a play. He came with a plan.
Right.
And I think then they call out the tactical droid.
Yes.
He's like their leader, the droids. And immediately, what does he say? He's just.
It's a trap, you idiot.
Idiot. And Anakin pulls him and cuts his head off. Oh my god, I love that.
So awesome.
He's just having fun.
He is having fun. Yeah, that's.
They're
and I feel like
they've been doing this for at this point. Like,
right.
It's.
I feel like in a way Qui-Gon was as well. I feel like he was living his best life. He was a part of the Jedi Order, but he was like kind of having fun and doing it his own way, and that's what Anakin does as well. Obi-Wan is
a little bit of a rebel.
Much more so by the book. Not entirely. He does some things against the rules, but
yes, he's very much about the cause and about the order.
Yeah. So they win the battle on the bridge.
Easter egg.
Yeah.
So the music that was playing, and this is it okay if I like sprinkle this stuff in here?
Yeah.
So I did some reading because I decided to go on Reddit. I wanted to, after I watched this, I was like, because I had nobody to talk to.
Right.
I was like, how do people feel about this? Go on the Reddit thread. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's also a lot of, we could even pull it up if you want to like read through some of this stuff because people point out some really cool stuff. But here's one that I remember.
Yeah.
The music that's playing during the scene once Anakin pulls him and they do that is the sail barge scene in
Episode 6
of the Jedi, and it hits me. I'm like, oh my god, this is such a pair for Luke and Anakin.
Yeah.
Both with R2.
Oh,
and
R2 like kind of sneaking in with the
the
plan
lights.
to.
He shoots the lightsaber over it in this one, and I think that has to be intentional. I mean, they
Oh, for
use the
sure.
music, but what a cool moment.
It's
Yeah,
very similar to the way it's just like when once you give the nod, everything just happens so quickly all at once, and it's like,
yeah,
boom, we win.
it's so
That's
much
really
fun.
cool. I love that. R2 is
And
such
then
an awesome character, dude. He's so dynamic, and he's just like, hey, I got you in any situation. No worries.
he's the glue. He's
Yeah,
the only reason they made it off Naboo. I'm gonna make this into my rhyme.
a didgeridoo.
A didgeridoo. I'm
S-
gonna play it on a didgeridoo
Scooby Doo.
with Scooby Doo.
So they then get a call from the narrator, and he's like,
Yes.
"Hey, we're getting a signal. Like you guys need to see this or hear this or whatever." And
Who did he say it was from?
he, he gave a code, and Anakin's like, "Oh, it's Saw Gerrera,"
Yeah.
and the narrator's like, "No, sir, it's not Saw. You need to come and see this in person." So they head back to the ship and they fly those like clone deployment ships into space, which was something I had never seen before. And thank you. You pointed out, thank God they closed the doors like they never do, because they would have been sucked out into oblivion otherwise. Um, and then we saw something that I don't think I was expecting to see this season, which was Anakin actually getting to see Ahsoka again.
I wasn't ready for the. I mean, they come at it quick.
Yeah.
It's so jarring compared to the pace of the last 4 episodes. I don't even care about them. I forgot about them. I moved on. Like after this, I'm like literally not even upset anymore.
The last
Don't
episode
even
was
care.
when Anakin and them fought with the Bad Batch and they got Echo back, right? That was the
Echo
most.
went
That
back
was
with
the
Bad
last
Batch.
episode. Yeah, cool. This was the perfect next episode.
Yep. But yeah, they boom right there. She's with the. I mean, so just to pick off, obviously she left with Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorians, and when the last episode ended, so we safe to assume that she was with them.
Right.
So nice to so quickly get a call. I mean, I was surprised when this started. Like you can obviously tell it's different, but I was still surprised that we that opening slice where Obi-Wan comes in and then it's like slow up on his thing and it goes back and you just see his face there.
Oh, when he slices the thing, it's just like the glow of his lightsaber. Oh, beautiful! I loved it.
Immediately, all I was thinking was lightsaber. Like, thank you.
Thank you,
This episode's
seriously.
already better. It's been 3 seconds and this episode's already better. And then also just noticing, I do want to point the animation in this episode.
Very good.
I saw somebody else point out. I want them to redo the entire show like this. Like, it's so good.
I love it.
And the shot of Grievous at the beginning.
Did we have a shot of Grievous?
Dude, in the intro, they show Grievous,
Yeah.
and
I'm going back to
looks-
look real quick.
he looks incredible. So there's a few things you should go through. So Grievous looks incredible.
Oh
They
yeah.
they put some budget into this. He looks straight out of episode 3.
I was gonna say he looks. I mean, since he, hey, sorry kids, Grievous is animated. He's not a real person. Yeah, he looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Which is a really cool like merge point. We also had one other Easter egg in the intro.
I'm gonna watch.
The Jedi are all around.
Uh huh.
There's a master and an apprentice, and the apprentice is a character from Rebels.
Is it?
Kanan.
Is it Kanan?
Yeah.
How do they know though? Do they know what who
I
his master was?
They have, yeah, and I think they have flashbacks of him when he was younger. I don't remember. It's been so long. I'm definitely gonna rewatch Rebels after this.
Dang, what a meeting that Kanan got to be at
Yeah.
with Yoda, Mace Windu, Plo Koon, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Shakti? No, what's her name? The
Isla
blue.
Secura.
Yes, Isla Secura. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That's something.
But yeah, it is something. Those were the only two things. So yes, they meet with Ahsoka and she's like, okay, we need your help or whatever, and we know where Maul is. We've located Maul, and so they're like, okay, come on,
Obviously grabs their attention.
come over. and then Ahsoka and the Mandalorian people fly in and meet up with them. And I mean, yeah, how cool! Like
So
that.
now, I said I wasn't expecting to see Anakin even like see Ahsoka's face in this episode, but then when she actually showed up in the flesh, it was an even more epic moment. We're like, yeah, let's go. She's actually there.
Keep going with it.
It kind of made me a little bit giddy.
Oh, yeah.
Because you care so much about Anakin, and you know that he cares so much about Ahsoka, to actually like see him get to see her again. Because you know he misses her. He feels like he failed her probably.
Well, you see how excited he gets.
Yeah,
He's really excited, and she's kind of like business.
dude, and R2 being excited too. I love the way R2 runs up to her.
When he just sped across, yeah, that was oh, a droid doing that. There's something
It's
I like
like
about that.
it's like a like R/Master Returns or something when the pet runs up to the owner after they've been gone for
That's
such a long time.
a subreddit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, check it out. It's a good one. Um, so they discuss their plan. They tell Obi-Wan and Anakin that Maul is on Mandalore, and so Obi-Wan wasn't really down for it, right? He's not like super down to. He's like, why do we need another war? And uh, what's the Mandalorian girl's name again?
Bo-Katan?
Bo-Katan. Yeah, like obviously all she cares about is her home planet and getting this
Yeah.
like infestation out. She's like, I'm not a part of your clone war. I want to fix this. Ahsoka's with me. Are you guys going to join us? And Anakin's kind of on both sides. He's like, I want to fight both these things. This sounds fun. And Obi-Wan's very much just like, the Republic, the Clone War, get this over with. That's it.
Yeah. So
Um,
you, at this point, did you know what was going?
with what?
Like what this was leading up to?
Um,
Second half of the episode.
I mean, I figured it would go to Mandalore.
Okay.
What happens in a couple minutes, I was not prepared for.
Yes. So, they, I think they break off then.
Yeah, I think Anakin walks off with Ahsoka, and they're kind of talking in the hallway.
No, nothing was decided at this point.
No, I don't think so. Um, and they're just kind of chit chatting, and like all the clones are walking down the hallway and saluting Ahsoka, and she's like, they shouldn't do that. I'm not their leader anymore. And Anakin says something really cool. He's like, clones are as loyal as they get. They see you as their leader. You fought for them. They'll fight for you until they die.
I really like this. This really like, I noticed this a lot more this time. Was like they're really pointing out that, man, these clones are loyal. Like they get it because they're about to show the opposite of this, not much longer down the road, right?
Right.
And Anakin really points out, like, clearly this is not them doing this. Like they understand what these Jedi have done,
Right.
putting their lives on the line, and it's just like, oh, it makes it hurt even more. Like,
So like the only thing that I now see the point of the last 4 episodes was it showed Ahsoka come a little bit more back towards the Jedi. She. It's actually weird that her meeting the sisters took her back more to the Jedi because those sisters didn't like the Jedi. Like they were like, oh, they caused our parents to die and they didn't care about it. Yet it's somehow pointed out to Ahsoka like what the true like spirit of the Jedi should be, like what they really should be focusing on. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like she seemed to come more back that way after the last 4 episodes, but definitely in this episode, I feel like she kind of feels more of a call back towards it.
I still don't think she wants anything to do with the Jedi Order. She made it very clear. I'm not coming back. I don't want anything to do with you guys. Like, she's trying to help these people because that's what she thinks is right.
Right.
And she's so conflicted because like Anakin keeps saying, "You're back, you're back, you're back, you're a commander again, you're back," and she's like,
No.
"Not back. Like, I missed you too, but like, I'm here for a reason."
Right.
Um, But beside the point, Anakin's super excited, and
Because he has something to show her.
and so once the clones had heard that she was back, or that she was gonna be
Coming back.
um, they painted all their helmets with her face design, which is just the coolest thing ever.
So this scene gave me chills and
Oh, yeah.
almost made me cry. I was definitely tearing up. Like they showed this helmet for like the promo poster for the final season, and I don't think I like the main trailer when it said like Clone Wars saved. It was just
Yeah, I
this
did
orange
see
helmet,
that.
and I didn't even like process what it was.
No, I didn't either.
This
I
is
was like, that's a cool little
so
helmet.
sick. They modeled themselves to look like her out of respect for her. It's, so freaking cool.
And just a great scene with them. It's because like just the way she left was so heartbreaking.
Right.
And so sudden that it was like to have an opportunity to like some closure and some like just clearing that up. It was really great for her and for Anakin too. Yes.
But then Obi-Wan runs in.
No.
What?
Anakin has one more thing.
Well, he's
Anakin
about to
pulls
have
a
one more
Steve-
thing.
He has Steve Jobs, and he's like, one more thing.
And he
like,
pulls out this box. And you're like, what could that be?
Like, you're like, yeah, right? And then, and the alarm goes off, like, right. Then the timing, it just kills you.
Right.
And like you said, an Obi-Wan runs in.
And
he has something to share.
yes. They're like, what's going on? And I think he says they're jumping to hyperspace. They're like, is it Mandalore? He's like, no, it's Coruscant. Grievous has attacked the capital. I'm like, yes. And they're like, you gotta send someone to go protect the Chancellor. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking cool. Cause
So they said Shaak Ti with Mace Windu as backup were
to protect the Chancellor. Okay, so what happens there?
apparently
Something has to go wrong.
is a callback to the 2003 Clone Wars cartoon, which was
Really?
like this weird spin-off cartoon thing they did, which is not canon, but apparently in that like Shaak Ti protects the Chancellor or something in that. So I like that they like retconned that into just like a back dialogue.
Sure, but you said
Thing.
Shaak Ti and Mace Windu.
His Mace Windu was her backup. I don't know
Okay,
if he was
in case
with-
something. Okay, I was gonna say if Mace Windu's protecting the Chancellor, like you would think he would succeed.
Exactly. So I'm not exactly sure how.
Right.
But just to know that that's like happening.
It's starting. The pieces are starting to fall.
And all I was thinking was, I mean, we went from last week just complete loss of hope. I don't, maybe by the end they'll do that. 15 minutes in, after just epic moment after epic moment, and now we're getting like because of you saying so many times how much you wanted that, and I didn't want to get hopeful.
Right.
I just
And-
immediately I was like, oh my god.
And I love it in this way too. I know I kept saying like I want the show to end with that starting, and you were like, nah, they need to blend a little bit more. And you're right. Like this is so much cooler. We have 3 episodes left, and Grievous is already going to kidnap the Chancellor.
Yep.
And
Means. How do you interpret that?
well, I think I think these 4 episodes are going to take place over not very long a period of time.
Yes, I agree.
And the early events of episode 3 and the show are going to very, very much line up.
Yep. I think we might get to see some episode 3 things that we hear about, or from another perspective.
Oh,
Slightly
wait.
Parallel.
I just remembered. There's a deleted scene in episode 3 where
I heard about this. Apparently, George Lucas really liked killing Shaak Ti.
yeah,
They recorded this over and over and over and
Sure.
over and over and over and over and over and over.
I forgot about that because she was on the Dreadnought. What was it called? No, the General Grievous's ship.
Yeah, that does sound right.
Dreadnought's from the sequels. That's like the big ship with the Death Star
right,
capable cannons. I forget what it's called. But yeah, I just remember that Shaak Ti. So yeah, she failed miserably.
I think we're gonna see that.
See that death? That'd be cool.
I think we're gonna get to see that. I think we're gonna get some Order 66.
I mean, the way you pointed out, like the intro is, I mean, it's literally Plo Koon in that Jedi starfighter. You know, like
Yeah.
it looks like
Literally,
he's
I was
moments
sure
away from dying,
looking left and right, which is all she does in 3.
right before they die. So it's upsetting, but yeah, I think we're gonna get to see, or at least what leads up to them dying. You know, like the minutes before.
Think how many more are we gonna see? Cal Kestis? Probably not.
Probably not, but that'd be
Like-
sick.
Like there's so much more to Order 66 now, like that they could potentially show us.
Sure.
I really think honestly at this point anything is possible.
I think we'll be.
Obi-Wan go to freaking Tatooine at this point. I don't think we're gonna get that, but like
Who knows? I think what would be really nice is to get some final words from those Jedi that we never got to see, like Ki-Adi-Mundi and Plo Koon. Like they just got killed. They just got murdered. Give them a nice send off in this show,
that is what they should do.
even if it's just a hologram message. You know, like them, Skyping or something. Like let them say one last inspirational thing.
Yeah, I agree. That would be really cool. And give us a positive interaction. Something.
Yeah.
I would say that, and because the other thing that and every time I watch episode 3, I do kind of feel like this. I'm like, man, you kind of really hate the clones. You're like, they were always gonna do this. They were faking it. Like it kind of feels like that. Like,
Sure.
they were just lying to them. When you watch the show, you learn no, they were, and that's why I like that Anakin was pointing out how loyal they were, and like, no, they really do. It's out of the control. This is when they flip.
So what is Order 66? Is it programmed into them like at birth, or do they get taught it in like clone school, or like do they even know it's there?
There's an episode they cover it.
I kind of
I wanna
forget.
say Season 6.
Okay.
They have a whole thing, and it's them trying to get it out, and one of the clones discovers the conspiracy theory, and then they should have. Yeah, it was.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
Because it doesn't,
Did that.
like they point out that they're so loyal, you wouldn't think even if they're given the command from their highest up leader, the chancellor, they'd be like, I can't kill him.
I'm not doing this. If without that, they wouldn't do it.
It's wild. It's
Yeah.
so sad.
It's really, really sad. No, like 100%. But getting back to what could happen, because I'm next.
So then Anakin gets to do his one more thing. No, so they kind of they go back and forth. They're like, so Anakin and Obi-Wan are like,
how are we gonna execute this?
right, Anakin and Obi-Wan are like, okay, well, we got to go. And Ahsoka's like, that's not the job. Like, we're going to go get Maul. And she's kind of like giving them crap, like, oh, that's the Jedi way. Run back to the Chancellor when people are in trouble. And Anakin kind of comes up with this plan. It's like, okay, well, if we promote Rex, then...
Commander.
Because we can't promote Ahsoka because she's not part of this anymore. But if we make him commander, Ahsoka can be his sidekick,
Right.
and then they can go do their own thing, and we can go do our thing. It's like, all right, I see how you're doing this.
I love it. And Rex gets to be commander, which he completely deserves as like the best clone ever.
So what was he?
Captain.
Captain. Okay.
Yeah.
Cody is a commander.
No, captain.
I could have sworn I've heard them say Commander Cody. Was it in
I
the
think
in the
they
movie?
flip it After this, he's Commander Cody in the movie. Yeah. But
Okay.
I think like these missions, Cody was still with Obi-Wan, Rex was still with Anakin, and then Rex is gonna get promoted to be on his own. Cody behind the scenes probably gets promoted to be on his own.
Now, I'm sorry. I'm bad with keeping all the names straight.
Yeah.
At the beginning of 3, the clone that they name is Oddball. Is he the one that's flying with them in the space battle above Coruscant?
I don't remember.
Cody is not there, right?
No, Cody is on Utapau.
Cody's on Utapau. Okay, cool.
Yeah, in the orange. With his backpack or his jetpack, which somebody pointed out that he had in this episode.
Wait, is he in orange in episode 3?
Yeah. That's him in this episode. No, that's why I really think these 4 episodes are going to be a companion to 3. Like it's genius. Oh, because also, did you not notice the length for the episode? That caught my attention right away.
Was
I
it?
like,
It was a little bit longer, right?
30 minutes, 30 full minutes. The
Love
other
it.
ones have been like 22
Like 20
minutes.
exactly, yeah.
Which means, are the other episodes going to be potentially even longer?
I hope so. I mean,
Yeah.
so if they're 30-minute episodes, like it's literally a movie. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now.
Yeah.
You have
It's I yeah, it's just amazing. Okay, so we haven't even gotten to
okay. So let's get to Anakin's one more thing. So he opens the box, right? We know what it is. We know what's coming.
Yep.
It's Ahsoka's lightsabers, obviously.
Which also made me remember, oh, that's why she wasn't using lightsabers in the last 4
Right.
episodes. I guess she didn't have any. But then it also made me go, why didn't she have any?
I guess you turn him in when you leave the Jedi Order.
And then she wasn't like, can I have him back?
I think they got well. So
Innocent, can I have him back?
she was arrested. You know, like I think didn't she leave like right after her trial, basically?
That's what I mean. I would have been like, I'm innocent. Give me my shit back, please.
True, but if it's a Jedi's weapon, so I feel like if you pass this trial and you're like I'm leaving, they're like okay, well we're keeping these. You know, it'd be weird to give them to Anakin though. It's like he's kind of rogue and we can't trust him. Let's give him these weapons.
You can probably just take them.
Yeah.
He literally runs the place.
But he did something to them, and he made them both blue.
So that's what I was confused about. Was what happened or what changed? Was that he made them both blue?
Oh yeah,
Is that
her
the idea?
her lightsabers were yellow and like white before.
Green.
Green and yellow. Yeah, green and yellow. I think.
I want to double check it.
Because he's like, I took good care of them. I kept them nice and clean and tidy, and she activates them, and they're both blue. He's like, well, I did change one thing.
Yeah.
And there's something about seeing two blue lightsabers next to each other that just.
Who else used 2 blue lightsabers?
Well, not one person using 2, but
She had 2
just
green.
the fight in episode one of them is more yellow, 100%. Look at a different picture. I promise you, one's.
There it is.
Is it yellow?
Yeah, I know. You can see there. One's yellow, one's green. That's what I thought. That's why.
Which is so bizarre. But it always reminds me of the fight from episode 3, seeing 2 blue lightsabers together.
I was thinking episode 2 when Anakin uses 2. Are they both blue? They're both blue,
I feel like
right? Or was one green?
I think it's blue and green, yeah. Because Anakin gets given a green one.
Yeah.
Which is very bizarre.
Yeah.
And then Obi-Wan tosses him his blue one.
Did you see that weird thing on Reddit where Anakin's like in that CG thing and then like the lightsaber falls and then this weird thing like runs on the screen?
No.
It was the weirdest edit I've ever seen. I'm like, what just happened? Why is it him like practicing like filming something and then the light flies out of his hand? But it's like in the Geonosis Coliseum.
Uh-huh.
It looks like it's like in the movie but also not in the movie. And I was like, what is that little? It looked like a B2 battle droid. I went to the comments. Somebody else was like, it's a B2 battle droid. And then they were like, no, it was Grievous. I was like,
What?
what? And I went back, and yeah, it was the whole like, Anakin loses the lightsaber, falls out of his hand, and then Grievous runs and gets another lightsaber.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
Is that guy still making that meme where he adds another
No,
lightsaber?
it officially ended.
He ended? Okay.
Yeah.
Good for him, man. He won that entire subreddit.
That was insane. So she has her lightsabers.
Yes.
And now it's time to go to Mandalore.
Which is a very weird planet. Is it like an armored planet?
No, it's destroyed by war. The war destroyed the entire planet, and the only place to live. That's the reason that they went for peace was because their history of war. And the whole planet's
So
devastated. And now
weird.
the only place they live is in that dome that's like protecting.
Okay,
them.
gotcha.
So I just want to point out. So you know what this is called, right? Like
What?
this event, what this moment is.
Is this the Purge?
This is the siege of
The
Mandalore.
Siege? Yeah.
This is huge.
Yeah.
This is very, very like. We didn't know if we were gonna get to see this. Like this has been one massive question mark, missing part of Star Wars, and immediately we're like, oh my god, we're getting we get the lineup of episode 3, and we're getting the Siege of Mandalore. Like, are you freaking kidding?
Right.
And just the way it's going down. with Ahsoka and with like Rex's like Ahsoka clone armor and like teaming up with the Mandalorian. Oh my god, I was just like when they're flying in through the clouds and you see all the different ships lined up.
Oh, so cool.
This is one of the best Star Wars anything's ever.
Yep. I was gonna say this whole it was so fast paced. It was just cool thing after cool thing after cool thing. It felt like a movie where they don't have much time to fit everything in, so it just has to be the plot point or the main highlights.
No, people don't like that though. People want to just.
Now, granted, I understand in a show when you have more time, you're like, we can slow it down. But now we're to the final 4 episodes. They're like, we need to put it to 11. Like, let's go.
No, but I mean, if you had a 40-year-long franchise made like an episode, you had like a 9th, you'd want to put as little content in that as possible. You want to go a slow burn, not into it, to really just fizzle out. That would be your objective. That was my.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Okay, moving on.
Anyways,
I die.
they land. They land on Mandalore. Oh, okay.
That's
now,
how you're gonna describe they land on Mandalore?
No. I know how I'm gonna describe this. Let me tell you.
Can I spit it out?
Yes. Key it up.
Ahsoka and Rex are in the ship, and they go back. They go way back, and they kind of give each other a look. And Ahsoka says, "First one to the surface." And or I think right before that, Rex is like, "I didn't get," and she's like, "I don't need one." And then she's like, "Race you to the surface," and he just smiles and says like, "Yeah." And she jumps out the friggin' ship just in midair, and you're like, "Wow, Jedis are really badass."
They're insane. I'm like, I mean, I understand you have the Force and can land softly on things, but you're really high up in the sky. And I'm like, oh, you're just gonna jump on ships and people and stuff and just ride your way down.
And this might have been my favorite part of the episode because the music cue hits right when she jumps out, and it's the each part of it is like hitting as she like hits and like blasts people apart.
So cinematic. For an animated show, so cinematic.
Ahsoka's best moment. Like, they went all out to be like, this chick is legit.
So, Ahsoka's best moment to me, the coolest freaking hero landing I've ever seen in my life.
From start to finish. That from her jumping out, landing with, oh my god.
She lands, rolls, slows herself down with the lightsabers, and the explosion behind her. Dude.
The explosion of the ship that she was riding, pilot.
She was surfing it down.
And he's just like, I'm gonna die. And she's like,
thank you, Commander. Oh, man. So cool.
And then proceeds to just fight all of these Mandalorians then. Like, it wasn't land and fight battle drones.
Right.
You're now fighting Mandalorian soldiers.
Real people, yeah.
Not just real people.
Oh yeah, an army, right? An army, right?
Warrior race. And then I think that's when the other people then start and they just overwhelm and the clones are going in and I just the whole vibe.
I love
clone battle on this planet.
I love the red Mandalorians. I love so many things about this. I love clones fighting Mandalorians. I love Mandalorians fighting Mandalorians. I love that they're like a Darth Maul army of Mandalorians. I love that the clones are like an evolution of the Mandalorians, like they were based on them and now they're fighting each other, or like their general design sort of.
Weird, yeah.
It's just it's so deep and so layered.
So when they first get into the atmosphere and they're kind of like this and they first meet and they're just flying and floating and shooting the clone ships, I'm like, this is what a Mandalorian war looks like.
Yep.
This is nuts. This is bananas. Like the stakes, the quality of fighting, the level, everything's raised.
You really get to see why a Mandalorian is like feared. Like the Mandalorian, Mando, he's clever. He obviously is very clever, but he doesn't do stuff like this. Or he doesn't get put in these situations, but like you get to see what these people are capable of.
He's not that good yet.
Right.
We clearly.
Well, he just got the jetpack.
Exactly. But he's getting there, and if we can see some of that.
I love the name Mando.
Yeah.
As just like, If you're talking about Mandalorians, you know which one to talk about if you just say Mando.
So good.
Now, how cool was the Mandalorian with the Darth Maul spikes on his head?
Gar Saxon,
That was sick.
some of the coolest armor ever. The like extra spikes and just everything about his whole vibe with and then he had the shield.
The yellow visor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, for a split second, I'm like, I mean, is that Darth Maul in the armor? Because that would be really cool. but but he doesn't need it. So who is he? Do we know him?
Gar Saxon. I've heard the name. I think he's
He's what?
just one of the top people.
Okay.
So
So then his leader, the new like prime minister of Mandalore, I forget his exact.
Olmec.
Olmec, yeah. Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes.
Wha-
Well, no. Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple. This guy in the future, he was when he dies,
Yeah.
his soul is sent through the
Goes
portal
into
from
that
the
wall.
future to Earth, into the Aztec, like a couple hundred years ago. And
Sure. Interesting. That's
it's
an
crazy
odd
stuff.
tied together. I mean, that was no, that was a
Well, that's
Nickelodeon show.
actually, so George Lucas went and talked to Olmec in South America, and that was how he heard the story, and that it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
He heard the tale of he got Olmec's side of it, and then he kind of had to tie everything else together.
Yeah.
But
In
wow,
reality, these 4 episodes are the only ones that we can be confirmed.
these are the most canon.
Yeah.
Okay, so he he talks to his boss, and his boss is like, "Get down into the underbelly of the city, like go hide down there." And then
He jumps
Ahsoka,
off.
yeah,
Ahsoka is up top, and then
you just cut out a lot
Oh, sorry.
for like 4 seconds. That was weird.
That is really weird. No, so after they go down, then we kind of pan and we see everybody congregating on this balcony.
Yeah,
And they're kind of like, all right, what are we gonna do? Well, Rex, you go that way, we'll go this way, and it kind of split up.
Right. Which
also,
usually isn't a good idea.
I mean, they're in pretty good shape. Well, so Bo-Katan points out we got to go quick. We can't hold this siege for a long time. And so she heads to like the throne room to confront the Prime Minister Olmec. Ahsoka heads to the underbelly to find Gar Saxon.
Right.
And Rex heads to the docks, I think, to support somebody. Is what I remember them saying.
Okay, Olmec's armor is awesome. Also,
Yeah,
he's got
thought
this
that
like
was really cool too.
green and gold armor
Yeah.
with like the kind of like braided sort of like details on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving all the different Mandalorian armor. It's so much fun.
Disney should open a Mandalorian program creation workshop. For
Yes.
Like $1,000. Customize your own full suit. Of
Just
Mandalorian.
helmet. Just let me customize my own helmet that I can wear.
No, I want it all.
You want the whole thing? Okay, yeah, fair enough. And for an extra $20,000, you can get a working jetpack.
I thought you were gonna say ship, but that's not realistic.
Yeah, a ship would be, I don't know, billions? Probably. Here, your very own Razor Crest.
I'll go with trillions. Razor Crest, pre-Empire. Can we see some Razor Crests in this? Probably not.
I feel like, oh, that was another thing I was going to mention earlier. It's just, I know I point this out a lot, but I love how much the interior of the clone ship looks like the Empire now. It's like all darker and creepier and all the red walls and stuff. It's like, are we in episode 4? What's going on?
And they're wearing all their outfits and everything.
Right. They're wearing gray now.
Yeah.
So when Bo-Katan attacks the throne room, that was a really cool scene as well.
Oh, her fight, just she's so skilled.
Right.
Like every move is the right counter and like the slide to the hit up, everything. The choreography, even though it's like animation, is beautiful.
Very beautiful. And yeah, all of her movements feel like I'm playing a Mandalorian video game, and I mean that in a good way. But like it looks really cool. And I also love that she's Satine's sister.
Yeah.
This leader who like promoted peace and all this stuff, and she was a pacifist, and this girl just destroys everybody. She's like, I don't care.
Even says it. You're not your sister. She doesn't even comment on it. She's just like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Like, with her look.
She's dead. Let's move on. Um,
So they're trying to find out where Maul is, and he's like, "It's a trap for Kenobi, or for the other Jedi. You got the wrong Jedi."
I thought it was kind of weird that he pointed that out. It's like,
I know.
you idiot! You didn't even bring us the right person to capture. It's like, okay, cool,
I
good
think
for us
that
then,
was
I guess.
he was thinking like they lost. Like he didn't care. He's a weak person regardless. Like he
May-
knows he's not gonna die in that moment, and he still thinks Maul is protecting him.
Maybe he meant you didn't even bring your best Jedi. Now we're really gonna beat you. It's like we thought Kenobi was coming and we might be screwed, but you brought
No, that's what I
Ahsoka.
mean. Like you didn't bring the right guy. Like who's this? Like,
Right.
You don't even know who that is. Like
Right.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You got some B grade knockoff Jedi. Huh?
Little do you know, sir.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh my god.
I want to see her go ham.
So she goes down and takes this elevator down into the sewers. And takes her little team, and they're looking for Garsax, and they're like, he went that way. They're the guy with the crazy armor.
The Darth Maul spikes on his head.
Yep. And then
And there's a lot of dead bodies down there.
a lot already. And
Yeah.
They just kind of head into the tunnels. They've got their lights, and they're looking, and they don't find much.
No. Something happens. I forget exactly what, but all of the clones like run forwards and start attacking.
So they're kind of in the other Mandalorians are they show that they're hiding down there, and then this one girl comes out. She shoots a rocket. Ahsoka sees it, uses her force to kind of deflect it, which kind of knocks her down. The clones charge. She gets up to follow, and by the time she gets there,
They're all dead.
that one's dead. Then she turns a corner, and that one dies, and then she's all alone until she gets to this kind of center room.
Right.
And then from one of the angles, the Mandalorians come, and she's like, "Ooh!" And then all of a sudden, they're coming from every like kind of hallway,
Right.
except for one.
It just keeps spinning. She's got her lightsabers out. I thought she was gonna put them away for a second. Like, okay,
So did
you've
I.
got me cornered. Like, I concede. But then it stops on this empty hallway, and you just see this figure walking down, and you're like,
you hear the metal,
the legs, the
metal,
clunk.
the metal footsteps. And, like it's coming, and it's
You totally know it's coming. Like, it's not a surprise or it's not a shock at all. But it's like it's Darth Maul. There's
epic.
nothing more I want to see, and it ends on like such a cliffhanger. Most of the time in these shows, like the music kind of starts to ramp up, and you're like, okay, the show's ending. This one is like a hard cut. They usually have a wipe too to the credits. This one is a hard cut in every aspect.
Into it too that like when it does, you're like, oh, because it's been nonstop for the entire episode.
Right.
And so to finally have that taken away, and for the first time, oh my god, I can't wait for the next episode. That's why I was like, yeah, let's watch right away. I can't wait. I need to know what's gonna happen next.
I'm happy that I'm definitely happy that you watched it before me, because yeah, you saved, and I'm happy we got to watch it together too.
Yeah, no, and I wanted, I was like, I want to watch it again. I never do that where I want to watch an episode again.
Right.
I'll send you the Reddit thread. Go through there, read all this. There's so many cool Easter eggs in this.
Right.
And that's why watching it again, knowing what's coming, like it's even better.
I'm so happy they've done this.
I know it's everything is better.
So
I'm excited for season 2 of Mandalorian now. Like
right.
I'm all of it.
So it's really funny. I think except for episode 4, we watched the first, I think 3 together, like physically together on the couch. I think we didn't get to watch episode 4, but then we just watched the middle arc just kind of on our own whim. We're like, yeah, we'll watch it and get around to it. But then this one, we're like, oh well, we have the capabilities. Let's watch it at the same time and like record it or whatever.
I'm so happy I got my mic in time.
Yep.
Everything for this.
And we are going to watch the last 3 episodes together 100%. Yes. Like at the earliest convenience. Yeah.
Yes. Get those up.
Yes.
But
yes. Clone Wars. Yes.
And just see positivity. Positive. Like
it's so refreshing.
Negativity surrounding. But you know why? Because all those other people aren't watching this too. On top of the fact, like even like.
Well, like they gave up.
They never really care.
Oh, they don't.
Like
They
the
don't realize how
bloggers who
good
keep
Clone Wars is.
saying no, like the bloggers who keep saying Last Jedi is the greatest Star Wars movie, and why
Mm,
doesn't anybody understand that? I'm like, you clearly never watched Star Wars. You didn't grow up watching Star Wars.
right.
Period. I'll hold that to the grave.
It's just, and this is something that's so cool and so epic about the prequels. A notoriously like hated trilogy
It's
by a lot
the
of
same
people.
thing. The sequel trilogy is going loved years from now.
Yeah. By certain people.
No, the consensus. Like the prequels are getting loved. I don't think like we're getting video games set in that era. Like there's love for that era
Yeah.
by people. Because now you think back and you're like, oh yeah, remember we got more Star Wars. Like regardless, it's a period in time.
Yep.
We're
It
gonna think
happens.
back and be like, remember when we were getting new Star Wars movies? And you're gonna be like, oh yeah, we're getting those right now.
No.
You're instantly gonna miss what we had, like what we had.
But we are getting TV, and I'm once again excited for it. I'm ready for
So
Mandalorian season 2 with Ahsoka. I'm ready for the Obi-Wan show. I'm ready for all of it. I just hope it comes soon enough. I hope it doesn't get delayed too much.
I take your time, make it
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Take your time, stay safe, make it better.
Absolutely.
I'm so hyped. I want another animated show in this with this level of polish and quality.
Me too. Like, I'm kind of bummed that Resistance, is that what the sequel trilogy show is
Yeah.
called? I wish that was better received, or like lasted longer even, because
Or
Clone
better.
Wars great, Rebels is great, and I think they should get their own show that's like loved also.
I don't consider that as the sequel show.
They should try doing another one. I
That's
think.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they will.
I hope so. Well, let us know. I would hope that you loved this episode as much as we did. Give us your thoughts.
If you noticed anything else that we missed, or any other cool things that you want us to talk about, or
Tell us the Easter eggs. Give us your predictions. What do you? How do you think they're gonna tie the last 3 episodes with what we know from episode 3? Do you think it's gonna just be kind of hinted at? Are we gonna? What do you think we're gonna see that we know of from episode 3?
What's your biggest prediction? I have mine. You want me to give yours? Mine?
Let me think.
Can I give mine?
Yeah.
We're gonna see the Chancellor get kidnapped.
The only
I
thing.
want to see that go down in Shock T. Something of that, because like literally episode 3 happened and all we get is the Chancellor already in a chair spin around.
Right. Lame. Kinda.
How did you get here? How did you
Right.
get here? Like it's just weird.
I definitely want to see that. I feel like it's become so much of Ahsoka's story that would
Yeah.
be such a. Now on the other side of the galaxy, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, I want to see that. I just don't know if they're
No.
going to.
And that's what I'm really curious if they can parallel that somehow, like even like a force thing, like feeling
Sure.
connection between some, like I lean towards not, but if there was gonna be something, that's what I would.
I think the biggest thing I wanted to see, and it might still come later. It may. It's hard to tell exactly where in the timeline we are, like how much time there is until episode 3 starts. I think the main little tease I want from episode 3 is I want to see Obi-Wan and Anakin get into those red and yellow fighters. That's all I want.
Oh, we know there's an hour.
Is that it?
Yeah, they're an hour away
From what?
from the start of episode 3.
How do we know?
They said it's going to be a 1 hour hyperspace.
Okay. Gotcha.
They're literally like they're getting in their ships in 1 hour and flying out and into that.
Right.
Like, which means when you start episode 3,
They just left Ahsoka.
That battle above Coruscant is happening simultaneously with the
With
scenes of
Ahsoka.
Mandalore and Ahsoka and Maul and all that going on, and whatever else we're gonna see happen.
I mean,
But,
dude,
like,
when episode 3 came out, we thought Darth Maul was dead. And yet, psych, Ahsoka Tano, Anakin's Padawan, who you haven't heard of yet, is going to fight Darth Maul. You're like, what?
I want to say one more thing that I meant to point out with and Maul that became so apparent in this is that, like, Obi-Wan doesn't care. He so doesn't care.
Well,
Like,
I wonder if he's afraid of him. I mean, I think he
not.
is. I think he
No.
is.
Obi-Wan is not afraid of Maul. This is it. It's been since that moment. Maul, from that moment, dedicated the rest of his entire life to Obi-Wan, to the point that he has created a criminal organization, taken over a planet, created an entire ploy to draw people there, to get
Sure.
Kenobi there, just to kill him. Kenobi was like,
Yeah. All
I
right.
have more important things to worry about than this guy that I killed that I don't care about, that has nothing to do with this Republic war. I'm trying to save democracy. I'm trying to save Coruscant.
Right.
Uh,
Didn't he kill his
I
girlfriend
don't.
though?
Yeah, but
That's. I mean,
that's but in
but
this
he doesn't give in to the
shows
hate. He doesn't. He doesn't
this
get
shows us
revenge.
this
He
isn't about
doesn't.
my feelings.
Right.
That's the difference between. And Anakin looks at him. Anakin looks and he's like that's not how Anakin feels.
Right.
You know, and Obi-Wan has always been, we said it earlier, more by the books, and that's what being a Jedi is.
Dude, to Obi-Wan, Anakin killed, or sorry, Darth Maul killed his master and his girlfriend.
And he still isn't, like, he has no harbored revenge against him.
I think
It's such a great parallel between the two.
he got it out in the one time when he killed him. He let himself like get angry, and that's what like focused his fight against Darth Maul. Cut him in half. He's like, all right, we're done. And then he can't help that he's still around, but he's like, I'm not gonna deal with it anymore. Yeah, I get you. I like that.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, Star Wars is so cool, man.
that's what I'm like, this makes me so happy.
Does if he has a bigger fish to fry, is there an even bigger fish to fry? Because there's always a bigger fish.
Yes. The fry.
Oh, that was a dumb joke. Okay, thank you for watching.
love it.
This has been Rebels Reacts. We react to other shows and movies on this channel. We also do the Hebrew Rebels podcast that you can watch or listen to on iTunes, the podcast app. But I've got nothing else. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. We are the Hebrew Rebels.
See you later.
Bye. Watch Star Wars. Do it.
All the time. Just always watch Star Wars.